What's going on, guys? This is the next series in the race bike build. I'm going to be laying down some paint right now. I'm going to be doing a black primer because that's what they recommend to use underneath the base coat that we're going to be using. So to prep the frame, I had to wipe down the frame, use some degreaser to make sure all the oil and the fingerprints are off of the frame, because we used it as a mock-up to build it before I got to tear it back down to put the paint on. If there's some places that you want to tape up the bottom bracket because it's threaded, you got the petcock hole that's threaded, and then the gas tank for the gas cap. You don't want paint inside the tank, nor do you want it on the threads. So I'm just going to be laying down a couple coats of the black sandable primer, and once that is done and dry, which doesn't take very long, I will be laying down the custom color, which is our Phoenix Super Shift. This is the orange, red, and green color shift paint, and then after that we will be putting down the 2K clear, the max 2K clear. So right now I will be putting primer on, and I will be back when we start laying the color down. All right, we got the primer laid down, and it's looking pretty darn good. There's still some wet spots. So what I'll do once this dries, I will go over it with a cloth and some water or something just to knock off the dust, and make sure if there's anything I need to lightly sand, which doesn't look like it. It's pretty darn smooth. I got everything I needed to get. It's looking good. So we'll do a quick wipe down. If there's any other spots that I need to touch up, I'll do that quick. There's one right there. So the key on doing paint is doing lots of light coats. Don't go heavy, otherwise you're going to get runs and drips, and you're going to have to wait for it to dry and sand it and then redo it again. So, you know, just light coats, let it dry, do another light coat. You only need to go a couple minutes in between coats to get a good coverage. So, you know, other than that, it's looking pretty good. This frame is looking pretty good. The welds all look good. So hopefully, we haven't had any crack yet, so hopefully this one won't crack. I've seen a couple online that have been cracking. Seen one crack up here, but that was a regular felt frame. Seen one up here that cracked here on the reinforced frame, and then I haven't seen any cracking down here yet. So this is normally the area that they crack on the regular felt frames. So other than that, we'll see how this one holds up. So the reason why I'm not doing powder coating is because once powder coat chips, it just keeps chipping and you can't touch it up. If we use a good automotive grade paint, you can paint it. If you get any scratches or anything, you can touch it up with a small brush and some clear coat, and just re-wet sand, the marks. So yeah, powder coat's more durable, not so much for what we do, because we are working on these bikes a lot. So once it starts chipping, there's no going back. It just keeps going, and then it eventually starts to look like crap. So I prefer using paint. Powder coat's way more expensive. Paint's a lot cheaper, but if you use an automotive paint, I mean, this can right here is like 30 bucks, and then I'll use 2 cans of this probably, and then the 2K clear is another 30 bucks per can. So you're 150 bucks into doing paint, as opposed to 250 or 300 on powder coat that you can't repair once it starts to chip and stuff. So to me, this is a more economical and better way to go. These frames take a beating, so there's no point in spending all that money on powder coat unless it's a garage queen like my Black Widow bike, which will never see a track. And once I build it, I will not be tearing it down and fixing stuff. you know, redoing stuff. It's a build that I'm doing once, and you know, I'm just gonna ride it. So all right, we'll see you back when we start laying more color. Okay, we got some color laid down after the primer. I use probably a can and 3/4. Still got a little left for some touch up if I needed. It's not really sunny right now, but you can kind of see the color shift of the orange and the red, and there's some green in there. So once this is sanded and I put some clear coat, it's really gonna pop. Right now it kind of looks pink. Guess depending on what angle and the light, but the clear coat's supposed to make a really big difference and having all the colors come out. But you know, once it's sanded, wet sanded and smoothened out, and put some clear coat on it, it's a high gloss clear that I'm going to be putting down. You can see the other colors in there, so it's going to look really good with the black wheels, black accents, and nice billet-in, you know, race engine in there. So it's looking good. I need some sun out here so we can see the difference in colors. You can kind of see it stepping back. There's orange, there's some green in there, and like a pink. Not sure how I feel about the pink, but hopefully it'll change. It'll get deeper once we put the clear coat on it. So base coat's done. Got no runs. just got to wet sand it. And I'll have the clear coat here middle of this week, and hopefully next weekend I'll put some clear coat on it and see how this color really pops. But so far it's looking pretty good. So Phoenix Supershift. And that's it. Catch you on the next round.